I got a big bag, I got them big mad. Gotta take them boys to school cause they skip class. They be tryna watch my moves, tryna steal swag. Whoa, 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 whoa. I got a big bag, I got them big mad. Gotta take them boys to school cause they skip class. They be tryna watch my moves, tryna steal swag.
Fellas,
What's good? What's good? Rob
what's
C
good?
came right in.
What's going
He
on,
said
man?
he jumped right in, baby. Jumped right in.
What's going
Like
on?
it. Hey, boy, Rob, just know, man.
What you?
I'm gonna
What you?
let you make it today.
Hold on, Rob. What you mean?
Oh no, just
No, this is good,
don't look
Rob. It
appealing.
look nasty.
But it's
Tastes
good.
good. So, people think I'm lying, man. Look, before we get into the show. Man, just want to show y'all, like, I ain't got to really stretch my shirt out, but this is all shirt, man.
Hey, my boy said he getting the weight.
This is the end of me. Even my daughter's like, man, Dad, all your stuff is good. It's looking super baggy on you.
Hey, my boy said, hey, it's time to get rid of it.
We just one day at a time, man. And that's because all y'all Houstonians like to go out to eat all the time, man. And y'all got some good food.
That's true.
Y'all got some good food, man. Some good basketball went on this weekend. Welcome everybody to the Shot Clock, man. Before we get, too ahead of ourselves, man, we appreciate everybody for tuning in on today. Share the show, whatever platform that you want. Like it, love it, retweet it, whatever it is. We're just glad that y'all here. Y'all can hop in the comment section whenever y'all want to. Dialogue with us. And that's what this show is all about, man. High school basketball, putting the kids on the platform so that they can be visible. And uplifting everybody. We try to stay positive as much as possible. With that being said, fellas, busy weekend for us.
Oh, yep. How about them Cowboys?
PreSeasonJAM, man. Rob ain't sweating it, man. Look, he wiping his sweat off, man.
He tried to ignore me. He tried to ignore me on that one. He tried to ignore me. Really?
I ain't going to lie. They got cheated. They did. But hey, that's football.
It is.
It is what it is, man. It's just week 2. That's all. It's still a long season ahead, fellas. Man, before we hop too heavy in it, man, how was y'all week, man? Without y'all spilling the beans on everything from this weekend, just how was your week overall?
Oh, the week was good, man. I mean, just kind of getting back in the swing of things, training. We got training going on, stuff like that. Then the event was really good. Topped off the weekend, you know what I'm saying? So that really made everything exciting. We had a lot going on the weekend. Had the John Lucas camp going on at MI3 Center. So, seen a lot of that film and, seeing like some really good guys in there getting to it, representing the city of Houston with some of the national guys, Wesley Yates, you know what I'm saying, getting busy. So that was good to hear. Jacob Cole, Jake Pike, so really good.
Yeah, the week was good. Chilled out. Week was good. Weekend even better, of course. Basketball all the time, so that's gonna make it better. Like Coach said, got to see John Lucas camp. John Lucas, he crazy, man. But I respect. I respect. No, for the viewers at home, when I say crazy, that's a good thing. But I respect his honesty, though. I respect his honesty because people need to hear that. One person that Coach Anthony missed, Jalen Lowe played. I heard he played well. Like from all reports, he played national level well. So that's good to hear. It feel like his ceiling is going up every time I see him. So yeah, it's good.
No, it was a good weekend overall, man. Preseason jam, B Elite camp. Um, as some people kind of felt that we was in the wrong for doing an event the same weekend that John Lucas is doing something. And as I explained to a couple of people who even came to the event, John Lucas is going to get those top guys regardless. Like I can never ever compete with John Lucas. With that being said, there's still that middle tier guy, those low major D1s, D2s, NAIA, JUCO players who are on a high school team who still need to get some good reps in, some good run in. And that's what the preseason jam is all about. And we also provide analytics and other things so that coaches can go and build off of that. Even though it's not a sanctioned event, but we still treat it as if it is. And that's what makes the business of what we do sit very well with a lot of coaches. And so, shout out to everybody who did come out, all the fans. It was playoff atmosphere in there for a couple of games. It was live. It was nice. Shout out to the college coaches who came. One was really visible. Everybody know him, of course.
Hold on real quick.
And then, and so, just shout out to everybody who was there. Rob and Latho with Iconic TV. Shout out Iconic TV. Extra Eyes Media was there. Bobby Benjamin was in there doing some work. The coaches who was able to, pull their kids to the side after the games and be like, these are the things that we need to work on. These are the things that we need to grow. And so, with that being said, it was a successful event.
Forever Young Films.
Yep. Shout out to Forever Young Films. Yep, as well. Archie was there, and for like me and Arch, that was right around the corner from the crib. So, for us, it was love. And so, for those who did have to drive, salute y'all and thank y'all, man, for coming out and partaking in the preseason jam this past weekend. It was a good event, man. Really good camaraderie. Even Louetta contacted me today. We're the only event where when they went back through to try to clean, there wasn't much to clean up at all. And so, that's big as well. Do things right by people do right by you. So next time it may be a little different. So that's just how you build relationships. And so it is what it is, fellas, at the end of the day, man.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, a lot of good basketball took place throughout this weekend. Real quick, going to show a game for you guys who missed the preseason jam. Make sure that y'all go to bshscouting.com. We got live stats. About to have a lot of video recaps will be posted up there by midnight. So, make sure y'all stay tuned. Rankings will be dropping. Player rankings will be coming out November the 1st. We're going to have a lot of articles that's going to be popping up on the Boston Hard website, Greater Houston, as well as a lot of Central Illinois stuff as well. We're going to have Greater Houston team rankings that's going to drop as well. We're going to drop those in November as well before the season kicks off, because TAPS and SPC get to start a week before the UIL. So we just want to make sure we have everything done, timely fashion, timely order. And so when you see us, just know that we out there working, collecting data, making our evals, taking our notes, communicating with each other, and we working collectively. But this game was Cy Ranch College Park. Just a small little recap for you guys. Shout out to Forever Young Films.
Forever Young Films.
Once again, shout out Forever Young Films, man. That was one of the games. That was College Park in Side Ridge. That game took place on Saturday at the event. Fellas, just talk a little bit about that game.
College Park is the real deal. I think with the returners they had back, Top Buckham didn't even play on the football field. Like I posted on Twitter, they're deep, athletic at every position. If you didn't see, they got length, they play fast, and most important, they playing defense. So I see them to win their district again this year, and do very well this season. I think they have a lot of guys who will contribute a lot, and that's what's going to make them tough, is because they're very deep. If you look, they play pretty much everybody that was there, and really every guy played very well. They played their role. But I like what I saw. They're the only team that went undefeated as well. They went 4-0 this weekend at our event, so it was good to watch them play.
Rob?
Yeah, it was. It was refreshing to see them both days. I know we talk about the first day, but just to see how everybody playing without the quote unquote best player. We kept talking about it on the sideline, like that's gonna help them in the long run because you can see everybody getting confidence. You're gonna have to have somebody that can handle the ball when you play them because they defend you 94 feet. They very sound, got good point guard play, very energetic, interchangeable wing post players. I just like them overall. I tweeted that out. I think that was today. It was very refreshing to see them. I don't see them often, but they're a dangerous team and a dark, in my eyes, a dark horse team to probably maybe make a long run in the playoffs. I know we're not to that show yet, but it was really good to see them. It was really good to see them. They defend really, really, really well, really well. Ridge, Jamil, Jamil M. I don't know how to say his last name, but
yeah, we're gonna learn how to say Jamil's last name, man. He be telling me, but I still be messing it up, man.
Jamil and Trey Swayze, they carried the scoring load pretty much all the games. It was good to see them. It was good to see the maturation process of Jamil being one of the unquestioned leaders of the team, and just see him in his role of handling the ball, being more aggressive and stuff. So it was good. But when you play College Park, you better come to play. That's what I took out of it.
Two other players on there. Braden, the 6'8", 6'9" sophomore. If you see, got a couple of dunks. I think that kid has something. The most important thing I think with him is he's going to get a chance to develop on varsity. So next year, he's going to be really, really tough. And also, a lot of people don't know, they had another big who wasn't there, Jeremiah Greer, who's like 6'8" also. So that's going to help them. That's going to help them on the rebounds, defensive presence, in the paint, protecting the rim. I think that's going to help him because if, Coach Gabe ever played them together, he's actually almost like a stretch four. He wants to get on a perimeter shoot, kind of shoot the elbow, pick and pop type kid. He can put the ball on the floor a little bit. So they'll be dangerous if they can get that to kind of work some high-low offense as well. I think they'll be dangerous. And then, Trey, I think if we go back and look at all the stats, he was in the leaders for steals, blocks, and assists. He really is a true leader, a true, point guard captain on the floor. So I think he's going to help Jamil a lot this year with, getting him the ball. He's going to assist a lot. And he does everything, and I was talking to G-Day about it. He has to get better with his scoring, but he does a lot of the things you want your point guard to do. And I think with the game today, those type of guys get kind of lost in the shuffle because the game it's a scoring offensive game. You got to play defense, but it's a scoring offensive game. But I think he can really be a solid point guard at the next level. Just depends on what level he goes with determine if he's a starter or he comes off the bench. I think ultimately he has nice size, he's physical, so but I think they're gonna surprise some people in their district, so I think they're gonna do well so they're just young. They're young. They had a lot of sophomores playing. A lot of sophomores playing. So
they're young. As you stated, a couple senior leaderships. I forgot about Jeremiah actually, until you just said something. And so yeah, he will definitely be a big help for them. Like you said, on the interior, and then also rim running, and then being able to stretch the floor out just a little bit. And I even seen Coach Lucas, Mr. John Lucas, that is. He even posted that on Twitter, like as he went back and rewatched a lot of film from the B Elite camp. He was just like, kids don't understand spacing. Like they don't grasp that concept, how important that is in the way that the game is played today. Basketball spacing. He also mentioned everything is ran on triangles. That made me feel good to my heart, because when I was coaching, I ran nothing but triangle sets. It didn't matter if he was against the zone, if we was playing against man. Just understand the geometry aspect of basketball. That's a whole nother conversation, for another day. But no, Donovan, when we get to the district picks and stuff, we definitely will not forget about Dickinson. We know y'all always got guys on the football field. We know y'all gonna make the playoffs for football. And so, but when y'all come on the court, we already know, hey, people try to count y'all out when it was Tremont, Marcus, dudes that's like, oh man, but them, they ain't gonna go too far. But then when them football guys came back, hey, totally different. Even last year, a lot of people didn't even have Dickinson picked to finish top 4 in the district when Tremont, Marcus, and them left. And when them football guys came back, hey, them football guys. So we not underestimating y'all this year, man. Best believe that. And yeah, Jacoby, man, that's what it's about. He said, appreciate y'all letting us come through and get looks to get better. It was definitely needed. That's what it's about. It's about getting better at the end of the day. This ain't about wins and losses. None of this goes on your record. That's the beauty of it all. It doesn't go on your record, so it doesn't count. It's a building opportunity. And it also gives your players a chance to get some type of rep against somebody else other than the same kid in practice every single day. I've said this before and I'll say it again. There's a lot of good practice kids. There's a lot of good practice kids. There's a lot of good kids who are really good in training sessions. There's a lot of good kids when it comes to cone dribbling and all the other stuff. But when the jump ball goes in the air and it's 5-on-5 and it's against some dudes that you haven't seen or played against that caliber yet, totally different aspect. And so that's what makes it good reps. And it's good to get those reps in. And so we appreciate y'all for participating, as well as every other team that participated in the event as well. We got another quick game for y'all, real quick. Hey, this game was actually really good until a kid, he got fouled really hard and he couldn't finish the game. And then somebody else got a couple techs. And so the final score, it may say one thing, but at first, and then that first 5 to 6 minutes in that second half, this was a really good game. Side part. Hey, another really good game. Um, hey, I'm gonna let y'all have the floor on that first, man.
Hey, this game was really, 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 really good. I think Jeffo, I hope I'm not mispronouncing his name. No Hall.
No.
He suffered an injury. No. Okay.
Yeah,
He suffered an injury with
NOL.
like 4 minutes. Okay. No. He suffered an injury with like 3 or 4 minutes left in the game, and he couldn't return. And it was like a one. I want to say it was either tied up or it was a 1 point game, and the momentum was going to South Park. But so that's why you said earlier the final score wasn't indicative of how close the game was. Man, South Park, another team, along like we was talking about College Park, you gonna have to bring your whole hat when you playing them. They got a whole bunch of guards, a whole bunch of interchangeable pieces that can guard, that get into you and guard 94 feet. It was very refreshing. I'm gonna keep using that word to see them again. Not realizing that they only lost 3 seniors last year, and they got a couple of kids, including 5-star linebacker Harold Perkins on the football field. But Jeffo and Kendall Donovan, they all play well. They gonna guard you. They can shoot it. They got it's a whole bunch of superlatives to say about Cypress Park. And then PSAT, they accounted themselves really well this weekend. Really good to see another kid. I don't want to miss Jonathan O. I don't want to miss his last name up. Very athletic, can run the floor. Devin Pryor playing the point, and Alejandro Aviles. You was talking about spacing and being skilled earlier. Like, he one of the most skilled young players I seen come in this season in a long time. Like, if y'all need to get out and see that kid for real. Like, his basketball IQ at his age right now is phenomenal, and I know it's gonna get better. I know people don't like to throw on praise to kids when they real young, but I gotta call it like I see it. Like, I listen to Coach DJ Anderson tell him things during the game, and he would go in and not get too high, not get too low, and do exactly what the coach say. And that might seem like, well, that's what you're supposed to do, but sometimes in this day and age, we don't get that anymore. That's kind of like a throwback thing. Like, what, he didn't say anything, like he didn't get mad, he didn't pout, he just said yes sir, and he went out and did what the coach told him to do. Like, y'all really need to get out to see that PSAT team. Oh, Dylan Glover played well too, but Alejandro is definitely the real deal. I was excited to see him.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback on the PSAT. I think, for a first year team, Coach DJ, Kenneth Gamble, Dr. Green, the whole staff did a very good job with putting that team together. If you could start 4 guys over 6'6", you're gonna be good at natural positions. Devin Pryor, Jonathan, Alejandro, Tucker, like that, all those guys are 6'6" and above. And then you got a good shooter in Dylan, solid, and then they're good deep off the bench with a lot of good guards, things like that. It's just funny to me that 3 kids on their team all went to Cy Ranch, and it's sometimes I feel like the biggest thing in this world, like I told G-Day, is no shots at nobody. I think the biggest thing we're learning is Houston is very deep with talent in a lot of districts because we have so many high schools and we got a lot of big high schools. And I think sometimes kids get lost in the shuffle. And those 3 kids are great examples of that because they're on a different platform and they're showing that they're actually good. And I think that's a blessing for those kids as well, because sometimes kids don't always get that opportunity, and I think we got to sometimes look at those things not in a negative way, as in like, oh, they left the school and blah, blah, blah. It's more about like, all these kids need the opportunity to showcase who they are. Sometimes it didn't really matter. Sometimes it did matter. And I think that's what we got to sometimes keep our, eyes and focus on, is about the kids. We all say it's about the kids. It's about the kids. Then we have to be honest with ourselves that PSAT has provided a platform for those kids in that school, opportunity to showcase who they are. And that's what it's all about. Everything else, what people talking about, all the other stuff, is basketball. Um, but I do like them. I'm gonna be excited to see them kind of play this weekend. They went 3-1, and our tournament lost against College Park. Sudden death on Sunday, 2 points. Everybody seen it. Excuse me, on Twitter. Forever Young Films got it all on tape.
But we got it on here too.
Yeah. But I do want to see them play this weekend in the Sloan event, just to see them against some different other matchups with size, because they did play a lot of teams, and College Park actually matched up with them with size. South Park, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man. I like the way they play. Freeman over there, you know what I'm saying? A-Leaf, that's how we played, at Hastings, Elsick, Taylor, full court press in your face, like all day, every day, small guards. That's how we played in A-Leaf. So just to see them play that style, to play fast, they got a lot of shooters. Again, I really like the big kid. The big kid, I think he's number 30. Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. That kid is getting busy. Like, nice, soft left hand touch, rebounding ball well, physical, real light on his feet, and then they got a lot of good role players as well, that I feel is going to help them. And then also they had a couple injuries. 2 other players that start for, well, at least one start, Quinn Beverly started. He didn't play, so they're going to be really, really good this year, man. Like, they're going to be exciting to watch, just the way they play, and, play fast and play smart, move the ball, unselfish, So I think that was a really good game. And Rob, you was right. I ain't gonna lie. If Jeffo did not get hurt, I don't know how that game would have, turned out, because he was on fire. So, I really think I would like to see that matchup again as well, also. But good weekend from both teams. They both played well overall. So, exciting to see them all play again.
Yeah, no. Shout out to both teams, PSAT, South Park. They both had really good weekends. But Donovan, since you brought him up, if anybody ever has some time today, or even some time, tomorrow, later on throughout this week, I want you to go on bshscouting.com and go to the PreSeasonJAM page. And then I want you to first go click on the stats from the 2K20 PreSeasonJAM and go look at Donovan Matthews' stats as a sophomore playing varsity in the PreSeasonJAM last year, where he only averaged 2 points a game, like 1 rebound. And then take a look at this year, where he averaged 12 points a game and almost 7 rebounds a game. And so that just shows you the type of work that kid has put in from last year to this year, the same exact weekends. So this is a year span. So within a year span, that's showing you how much work that kid has put in. And so, big shouts out to him, as well as, the Site Park coaching staff. And so that's just something for you guys to be able to go check out whenever you guys have some time. Get on bshscouting.com. PreSeasonJAM, you can look at last year's results, last year's stats, this year results, this year's stats, and then you can even the team like Side Park played last year, they played this year, so you can see every kid that played this year pretty much played last year, and you can look at the growth of kids. Even Jeffo, you can see his growth from last year to this year. If you wasn't there, I'm talking about statistically wise, the analytics side of it, you can see his growth. If you wasn't there to see it physically with your eye, and so that's what we offer. That's just something that we do, man. And so big shouts out to both of those programs, as well, man. So this week, so we had preseason jam that just took place, man. Once again, want to thank everybody who came out. We truly do appreciate y'all. Everybody who came out preseason jam. Next up, this upcoming weekend, you got the OTR high school shootout. It's going to be held at C. King and then also at Aldine MacArthur, high school. So if you on the north side or if you're on the east side of the greater Houston area, check out some hoops. You got the OTR high school shootout that will be going on this weekend. Following the weekend after that, you have the Super 16 presented by RCS Sports. It will also be held at C. King High School, but on that Friday, the games will be held at NULL Middle School, still a Sheldon ISD, right around the corner from C. King High School. It used to be a high school, so the courts are big. And so Friday games will be there, but Saturday and Sunday games will be at C.E. King High School, and that is the Super 16. And then following that weekend, you have Gasso's going to come into town to Houston, Texas on October the 9th at the MI3 Complex. Just a one-day event. Everybody gets 2 games on that day. And so that'll be going on that weekend. And I also, that same weekend, you got the JUCO Jamboree that's going to be going on in Dallas, Texas. And I know that Coach Ant is going to be up there for the JUCO Jamboree, taking in some action. So we everywhere, man. We everywhere.
Yes, sir.
For those who've never been to a JUCO Jamboree, explain that atmosphere. Explain that atmosphere. Hey.
I mean, that's different. That's different.
Hey.
That's different. I've been there. It was a long time ago, but I mean that's a different atmosphere. You got colleges from all over, JUCOs from all over. But the good thing about it is post grads can go to as well. So there's some post grad schools that go there. Community college, JUCO. Some of your NAIA JV teams go there sometimes as well, and everything. So far with the situation, so it's a good atmosphere. There's a lot of college coaches that's there and everything, and so it's going good.
Man, before our guest pops on, real quick, man, we got coming up. What you talking about, Willis? Up next, couple of things I want to touch on, real quick, and so that's what's going to happen up next, and after that, we're gonna have a special guest come on. We may not be special to everybody, but we're gonna have a guest on. Put it that way. I don't want them to feel like I'm calling them special either. But we're gonna have a guest that's gonna come on, and because he was at an event this weekend, and he's gonna give what he's seen at the event, his evaluation, and how we can grow as a basketball community. But up next, y'all know what it is. What you talking about?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Willis?
What's good, world? It's Coach Anthony Willis, and I'm here to just kind of talk to y'all today. It's been a minute since I've done some word of wisdom, but I just wanted to kind of talk to the community today, just to kind of get some insights from everybody on a topic. The biggest thing that I want to talk about is how can we grow, the community from a standpoint of teaching kids how to play basketball the right way and to help kids um, get a better opportunity to get to the next level. The reason why I bring it up, I was talking to, Coach Bird from UA this weekend. He came down to the PreSeasonJAM, and we were just kind of talking about, how deep the 2022 class is, and that, you got some kids who are well at the bottom of certain rankings and things like that that we feel is pretty good. And sometimes those kids slip through the cracks and things like that. We had a couple kids this last year as well, slip through the cracks and not get into college. Now they had certain offers at certain levels, but didn't take them. And that was like a big concern for me because one of the biggest things when I did get into coaching was just try to get as many kids in college. So, I just want to kind of hear from the community on some ways we can kind of change that mentality of kids because I think we got to start younger, teaching them the game, understand the game, how to be coachable, how to play the game. But we got to kind of change the narrative of what's kind of going on in Houston because I feel like we're very, very deep. 2023 is very, very deep, 2024. So want to see more kids, and I know we get a lot of kids go to college, but I think we should get more for being one of the top largest cities in America. So I just kind of wanted to just hear from the people in the comments, even from G Day, even from Rob, just kind of seeing what y'all thoughts are on that subject. I know we kind of touched on it a little bit in the past, but just to kind of dive deeper into that.
I mean, I feel honestly that it's, a very big part of it's, let me rephrase that, not very big, but it's very important to understand what it takes to play on the next level. That should be the focus. The focus shouldn't be I need to be the best high school player I can be. And I've heard John Lucas say this before. Y'all so focused on being the best right now. You're not focused on being the best in the future. That's your goal should be the future, not right now. You could be good today and be horrible 6 months later. You can be good as an incoming freshman, better than everybody else because you're bigger, stronger, faster, and you hit a growth spurt, you stop. And so now that you stop doing what you're doing, now it's going to seem like you're digressing, but really you're not. You're just staying stagnant and everybody else is improving. And so the mental IQ of the game has to be there. And man, that just segue itself because I guess he don't have a lot of time to spare, and so we're gonna let him hop on. But that segues right into what he's going to talk about today, and that is Coach Chris Hines. Man, I called you special, but I meant to say special guest. I didn't want you to think you was. I don't want nobody to think you were special, man. But special guest Coach Chris Hines. He was at the B Elite camp, man. He even dropped a couple gems. It was posted on Twitter, and y'all seen Coach Lucas on there as well, getting on kids, telling them you've never been a #1 NBA draft pick. We also seen him today on Twitter talk about he went back and rewatched a lot of film and footage, and there's a lot of things, kids, the mentalness of the game, just all the little things, man. And so since you were there, just talk a little bit about what you've seen and how we can help the greater Houston basketball community become better players.
Well, I think when I was sitting there watching the camp and just going through the drills and coaching the kids, and if you've never been to one of those Lucas camps, and I mean, really his camps are just like his workouts too. Even I, like back in the day, like when I was in high school, going to all the Lucas camps, it's still the same. It's about like you said, the mental side of things and the mental toughness, right? I think if you look at the day, like from the camp, we got there even for coaches as well, we got there at 9, camp start maybe at 10. It's a long warm up for about an hour and a half, maybe even 2-hour warm up, right? Then we go into skills and drills, which is, putting you through the ringer through different, shell drill, transition, one-on-one drill. Like it's just a bunch going on, and then you just play 2 games at the end of the night, right? So you're there from 10 to maybe 6, just doing all type of skills and drills and competing and stuff like that. So when you're in the midst of it, you're going through the drills, you're trying to execute, but really the whole thing is based off of like, yo, I'm trying to get you tired on purpose. The whole day is to get you dog tired, to maybe, get your ass whooped sometimes, like, and via the drills or whatever, a coach yelling at you, right? To see what is your mental toughness like when you get fatigued, when you get drawn out of your comfort zone, right? When you go to the next drill, do you transition? Do you hustle to the next court? Do you listen and you execute after you did? They even do conditioning, like pro style combine testing, right? Strength and conditioning. Like, can you go from that drenched in sweat, physical exhaustion, and then move to and execute the next drill? Then can you go to one-on-one drills and compete and not get your head beat in? Then can you go 3-on-3? Like, that's what the whole day is about. And it took me it was just kind of like it hit me, and I was like, yo, like the camp is not necessarily like, yeah, we want the kids to get better and more skilled, but the camp is more so to put you through the ringer to see what you look like at the end of the day, right? What is your mental toughness like? What after all you've been through, can you still compete? And like I said, and kind of like that small little excerpt, it's like you got to be able to win that battle. That's where the advantage lies. That's where the elite players, they live in that, right? It's the mental side of things. Can I get up like Kobe, stuff like, can I get up at 4 a.m. when the rest of the competition's getting up at 7 a.m. and getting that extra work in? That's the type of thing that I think John Lucas, that's he's bar none, like one of the best at doing that, right? The competitive drive, building that, and getting you mentally tough. I think that's what those camps are most about, because that's what, if you want to be a professional, that's what it's about. And I always say, even if all the kids aren't pros, if you aim to be a pro and you try to work to be a pro, then you fall where you're supposed to fall. If you work to be a pro, then maybe you're not a pro, but maybe you fall in that Division I level. You know what I'm saying? If you work to be a pro, then you'll fall where you're supposed to be, right? Because that's what we should be aiming for. Now, again, everybody might not be Division I, may not be Division II, so on and so forth, but we should all be working and striving to be the best that we can be. Otherwise, we're wasting our time. Right. And I think that element in this day and age in society is we talk about mental health, right? More and more as the years go on, you see a lot of adults in the NBA, right? They're talking, WNBA as well. They're talking about mental health. I think that's the area that all players have to get better at. What you're doing, nothing against high school coaches, but if you're a player, going to your open gym, your weight room at school, and the little skills y'all may do during the period or even after school, to me, that's not enough. That's good. You need to do that, but that's not enough. So if you're walking around thinking like, well, I'm working, I'm working hard. Okay, you might be, but I don't think that's nowhere near enough. And when you ask, like I always use this story with the kids, I was like, LJ Cryer told me, like, when he was at lunchtime, he was putting up 500 shots. He wasn't eating lunch. He was putting up shots during the lunch period. Just small stuff like that. I think next level athletes find a way to, they figure it out, and that's why they are.
No, facts, man. Thank you for sharing with us, man. Since you was there, just a couple of kids that stood out to you in your eyes.
I'll just talk about kind of like the local and state.
Yeah.
It was. I didn't know a lot of the quote unquote national kids. But as far as the local kids, I thought Jake Pike looked really good out of St. Thomas, 22. He's really progressing in his jump shooting, and he's crashing the boards very hard, crashing offensive glass, running the floor, being athletic. I thought that Jalen Lowe was killing the camp, especially when we did the 3-on-3. And if anybody knows, the 3-on-3 is all international style, FIBA rules, pace, 10, 12-second shot clock. Nobody take it. He was cooking the 3-on-3 camp. In the 5-on-5 games, I saw Jacob Cole looking really good.
Okay.
Kind of polished, attacking the rim, still remaining confident, making good decisions. I know Wesley Yates looked really good out there. So the usual suspects, you can tell that they're seasoned, they're veterans, just because, when it's time to compete, when the lights go on, they did a really good job. So I thought those just kind of, I got a long list, but those off the top of my head, I kind of noticed. Jarrell Barron from Atascocita,
Tuscaloosa, yeah.
young buck, plays the game really efficient, really well, shoots when he's open, counters the defense really well. I thought he looked really good. So I think a lot of the kids locally, for me, it's just all about kids getting better. And I think, just the more it's about the right work, getting the right teaching. What works for you, everybody's not for everybody. You may not like so-and-so, and you might like somebody else. For me, and this is one thing I want to get across to the basketball community itself. For me, when I train and develop kids, it's about, number one, is about making the kid feel good about themselves. That's the number. Like, nothing to me, nothing else is really important. Like, making sure that kid is confident in themselves. They have high self-esteem. They don't feel like they're coming onto the court and they're not confident, or they don't really believe in themselves. Whatever we got to do to get you to that mental point, to me, is the most important part. Now, the second key is balance, right? There's a lot of stuff kids want to do that a lot of us think, like, yo, you don't need to be working on that. However, I'm a firm believer in balance, right? If I can get you to trust me, right? If I show you some stuff that you kind of want to work on and you feel confident, your confidence grows, you start believing more in your skills, right? Now we're building a relationship, we're building trust, right? Kid likes you, he feels he can come to you about his game. Then it's my job, and this is where, we talk about doing the right things. Then it's my job to make sure he gets all of the stuff that he really needs. So it's all about balance. I think you can do both. I can do 90% or even 85% of the stuff that translate to, game skills, game results. Mm-hmm. But I can also give him 10% of the stuff that he may like the most, or challenges him the most, or stuff that, in the long run, may help him and may benefit him. It may not be there right now, but maybe one day, if he's doing it now, it won't be so foreign to him when that time comes, once we build all the things he needs to be good at, he or she needs to be good at, right? I think it's balance. It doesn't have to be one end of the spectrum or the other. It's just about the balance and meeting in the middle. And again, getting the player to be confident in themselves and really, making them feel good about themselves on the court. When a kid is feeling good and they're confident, they're going to produce.
Right.
Like, simple as that. And that's all we want from the kids, is to produce, to be consistent, and to have results. But they have to have self-esteem out there in order to do that. And a lot of times I think we get away from that, trying to yank kids like, no, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. I hear you. You're right. You need to probably be doing this more often than not. Like, you're a kid. You're going to fall in love with the fancy stuff. But at the same time, if that stuff is going to make you happy, then it's my job to just balance it. That's all we got to do. If I can get you to trust me, and then I use my 80% of the time, 90% of the time, we're going to do the stuff that you really need to get you really prepared, to get you to, where you need to be. Okay, 10% of the time is fine. At the end of the day, we're just building skill, if anything else. So I think, that's kind of one thing that I've been pondering about as far as, development and everything.
Before you run, Chris, because I know you got to get back. Chris is in the middle of, and I like what he said, developing. He's in the middle of developing right now. I try to stay away from the word training. No, I think of people who take people up. And so he's in the middle of developing right now. But you can answer this question real quick. He said, what's the most common thing that you see that kids need to work on?
Great question, because everybody has their opinion. But if you really watch, defense is always an area kids can improve on. And usually defense is just the motor, just having the will, the want to. Okay. But I think decision-making, and that comes from, like, just judgment. Like, if you are trying to drive and there's a gap defender right there, I see so many kids try to, like, just dribble straight through the gap. And it's like, yo, like, that, you didn't create any space from your primary defender. You didn't read the gap defender, and you just drove right in there and got it stripped. Like, I think kids' judgment skills are really off. So I would say kind of decision making, and then really it's really just that decision making, and then just kind of I think the lack of understanding and knowing different things about the game, knowing how many kids know what secondary break is. I hope their high school coaches are telling them. How many kids know what a step up screen is, a flip screen, a snake in the just stuff like that. Just general knowledge, I think, helps them really improve. But what I would say is, decision making is the biggest thing. Like, should I shoot this shot? I'm 5'8", I'm challenging a 6'8", and I'm trying to double pump. Like, that wasn't good judgment skills that you really should shoot that. So for me, I think it's decision making, and you just get that through, building the skill, and then sometimes just putting it into a live scenario, a live situation, and letting them just kind of work out the kinks. It's ugly at first, but that's just how it goes.
All right. No. Man, once again, thank you. For me, it's more so if everybody wants the Euro. Everybody wants to do a Euro step all the time. Wrong time at the wrong time.
Also, what I've noticed is most kids just don't know what to do in situations. So that's what I try to teach. Like, I just try to teach kids what to do, because a lot of times it'll be like, yo, you shot, for example, like, okay, people always talk about the same hand, same foot layup, but yes, you have your traditional layup, right? A lot of times kids will shoot, and it's just an example, they'll shoot a traditional layup and it gets blocked, but it's like, yo, you should have done the same hand, same
foot. Yep.
Get the layup up quicker, so he wouldn't have blocked it, right? So I think it's just a lot of times they don't know what to do in situations. It's not that they lack the skill or the movements or the footwork or the IQ. People just haven't taught them what to do. Like, yo, when this happens, you do this. When A happens, you do B. Like, I think that's not, and that comes from studying. I'll just be honest. Like, a lot of us we just knew how to play. Going to the park, or we just saw something on TV and went out and tried it, right? But that's the stuff that, kind of made most people naturally good, but it's different when you have to teach that. It's hard to teach stuff that you picked up naturally. People don't understand that.
Oh, that's tough.
You really have to study it.
Yeah. But thanks, Chris, once again, man. We know you limited time. You got to get back to it, man. So we appreciate you hopping on, sharing.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
One more, man. Let me know. I'm always.
Oh, yes. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man.
Mental, Chris, man. Yeah, it's mental. And that goes right along with what Ant was saying. Like, what can we do as a community of developers, evaluators, a community of coaches, a community of scouts, a community of basketball aficionados? What can we do to help get better? And that's what Ant was just talking about. We got to be on the same page, man. We do. We have to be on the same page. You can't go. You can't have. I hate using this word. You can't go to this trainer. This is my ball. That's my ball handling trainer. This is my jump shot trainer. Come on, they on different pages. This my strength and conditioning guy. We everybody's on a different page. Nobody's on the same page. Who is developing? Who's in the gym developing mental IQ, awareness, when to do something, when not to do something, instead of we getting in there and we're going to more so focus on repetition. Hold on, first let's correct some things so you can grow as a player.
But that's the thing, sorry guys, I step away and go do my developing with Chris, because we in the same gym. People don't know that. On Mondays and Thursdays, come get that work. Temple Life Training. Had to promote that real quick. But I heard some things. The biggest thing I would say, just what you just said, G Dan, when I was talking about is that, like, I think the biggest thing that people misunderstood when, oh well, go over here and work with him, he can teach you something different or this and that. I get that. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say, because me and Chris have debates on developing. We have debates. He just talked about it with the same leg, same hands, something like that. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, he's right. For me, I didn't like teaching kids that off top at first because I'm a coach and I always felt like, well, I need you to be efficient. So, and I think a lot of the times, certain coaches, if like Chris said, kid come in, he may go same leg, same hand and miss it. Do the correct layup, do it right, right hand, left leg, and it's like, okay, but I've seen some kids come in and the same leg, same hand is natural, and they're more high percentage than it is left leg, right hand. So I think the biggest thing is that we have to understand the game is changing. As developers, we have to study, like Chris says, and realize. But the biggest thing that G-Day said that I will always say is it's about repetitions and being efficient. A couple of weeks ago, about a month ago, my guy Aaron Hall, who's a middle school coach, came and made a post on Twitter saying if a kid shoots a certain jump shot, he's consistent, but he has bad mechanics. Should you change it or you should leave it alone? I said you should change it, but it's not about changing it. It's about developing it, because I think what happens is when kids get from middle school to high school, their body grows, they get stronger, they get longer. So they probably were shooting from their chest. Now they got to get the ball up, different things like that. And those are tweaks, different things you can do. But I feel like ultimately, kids need to get in the gym and work on being efficient, decision making, understanding what their strengths are, their weaknesses, so that when they go play in a game, they can be efficient. But college coaches, they're looking for you to be efficient. They're not looking for you to try what's new. You try what's new when you're in training, work on the reps and things like that. But I also think we do got to get back to teaching kids how to develop the correct way, because we are in a situation, and this has to do with going to college too, G-Day. And we talked about this earlier. We're in the day and age of quick gratification, because everyone wants to be liked, everyone wants to be loved, and don't never want criticism, constructive criticism. And I think when a kid gets in the gym, they'll come and train. Oh yeah, I'm gonna come in one day. They'll come in and play one day, and they think in a month they're gonna correct what their mistakes are. No, you gotta get in the gym and work and work and work. And I think that's the same thing about college, going to school is that you may go to a Division 3, and you may have been this certain player coming out of high school. You go into college and you develop each year. And say by your senior year, you averaging like 20, 25. And a pro coach comes in and see you play. You may go make some money overseas. But I know some kids who won't even take that Division 3 chance or opportunity, not knowing that they may be able to go make some money. I know some Division 1 guys who don't even get a chance to make no money. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll go D1 and just be on the bench overtime, graduate, get a degree, go make money. I know some D3 guys go and put that work in and go get paid. So I think ultimately we have to get better with this, gratification. Oh, I want to be this. It's like, put the work in, work hard when the opportunity comes, because ultimately, to me, I think the way we change the community is by teaching kids life is about opportunity. And I don't care how much money your parents got. If you can go to school for free, I promise you, your parents are going to be happy. I don't care if you got a trust fund or whatever. If you can use basketball to go and get a scholarship with your academics, that D3, D2 get a scholarship, even go JUCO D1 get a full scholarship, take it. It's going to help your parents. And truthfully, the other thing I don't like is, well, I don't want to go to that small school. I'm going to go to Texas A&M and go to school. Well, sir, if you go to the D3, it doesn't work out. depending on what field you in, you gotta go get a master's. But at that point, let your parents pay for your master's at Texas A&M and get your bachelor's for free. That's really how it should go. You know, to me, like if you got the opportunity to get your bachelor's free, that's how it should go. And I think a lot of kids, especially in the suburbs, because most kids in the suburbs are fortunate. Guys who come from the hood ain't fortunate. So it's a little different. But we have to start understanding the opportunities is what life is about. Because if you have the opportunity to go and play college basketball, you don't know who you're gonna get to know or who's gonna become your new friend or whatever down the line. You may be friends with the next president. You don't know. And that can open up doors because opportunities is what opens up doors for us and to be successful in life. So don't never close the opportunity. You may end up meeting a coach who may help you later down the road with something in life. You don't know. Like I'm being real. Like I played basketball, Lone Star Town Ball, and people used to make fun of me when I played at Lone Star Town Ball. But they didn't realize I played against some of the top players in the country who came through JUCO basketball. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what I learned. But I developed different opportunities of communication, what led me to coaching basketball. My mentors, you know, Chris DeJesus, DJ Anderson. If I didn't go play basketball at that level, I would have never met those guys. And it wouldn't lead to my career now. So again, I played against NBA guys, Katino Mobley, all those guys, Lake Charles Pro-Am by playing community college basketball. So you can't say that you can't grow from that opportunity. And that's what life is about. And I mean, that's what my thing was why I brought up the topic, because I'm just tired of seeing a lot of kids miss out on life opportunities. Like this is a world of opportunities. Take them. Like we gotta start teaching our kids it's about opportunities. Stop teaching them about, oh, if it ain't D1, oh, it ain't, man. Some of these parents that didn't even go D1. Some of these parents who saying that didn't even play college basketball. So let's be real. If your kid get a chance to play college basketball, let them. It does not matter what level it is. It's college basketball. So
it doesn't. And you know, we said this before. When you get that degree, it don't say no divisions.
Nope.
It says Bachelor's of Science, whatever, from the university or wherever.
And you're gonna go get paid.
Bachelor's of the Arts from the university of whatever. It don't say Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, NAIA, NCCA. It don't say none of them things.
None.
It's just it's a degree at the end of the day. But I'm with Mr. Deuce, and this is one thing that I've always been big on is I share knowledge. I do. Because I know that's what's going to make us better as a whole, as a unit, is by sharing resources. What good does it do for me to have resources and I can't share them with anybody?
Add support with that as well.
Because if I have resources and I never share with you, I would never know that you have resources. So now my 2 resources and your 2 resources, now we got 4 resources. And within those resources, they got resources. And if we're all on the same page, we're building.
Hey, building. Hey, we building like we building on this platform. That's what we doing. Like, man, I don't want to get religious on people, but when you read the Bible, one person praying is good. But when you got a lot of people praying, that's how things happen. And it's the same thing. It's like we got to get better with sharing resources. And ultimately, I feel like it's also about support, man. I'm getting tired of hearing people hate on other people just to get fame. Like, bro, like that is, to me, that's just dirty and that's slimy. You know, we always talk about Black Lives Matters, you know, all lives matter. Then stop hating. Because ultimately, if it's about the kids, if I want to be a coach, if I want to be a scout, if I want to coach AAU, if I want to be a player developer, at the end of the day, I just created 4 different resources to help kids. That's what I just did. So at that point, that's what it's about. Because ultimately, all I'm trying to do is is find as many ways to get to know more people who can help kids get to college. So if I only stick to one thing, it may be somebody else I know in the coaching world that may help a kid. You mean, and then also, you know, I don't care if I'm a Houstonian. G-Day, you my dude, Shot Town in the building. Let's get it. Like that's just how it goes. It doesn't matter about where you from. Like we trying to help kids because Houston is a melting pot. So that's the other thing, man. Stop hating. Oh, well, he not from the city. Oh man, shut that up. Like, hey, we here to help kids. There's a many kids who are not from the city who move from other cities. I mean, again, so at that point, we just trying to support each other. And that's why I like this platform because we create a platform with people from different situations, different opinions. We respect it, and we try to do what's best. And it ain't even about bragging, about what we doing. And so Mr. Dudes, you are correct. Like you're 100% correct. Sharing knowledge, sharing each other, but we got to get better with supporting because if we don't support, then the sharing doesn't even exist because you got to support someone first for them to share it because if you don't support them, that means you won't even go and have a relationship so they can share knowledge with you. And that's one thing I will say, like G-Day, Rob, like I told Rob the other day, like, I learned something from him. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, what you learn? Like, look, bro, I learned. Like, hey, I learned, man, and that's just how it goes. Because again, sometimes we don't understand what people can teach us in life, with everything that's going on as today. Because ultimately, we should be trying to do what's best for everybody. Even with this year, I learned a lot. Losing my job. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't my fault. I didn't lose a job, but I lost a job pretty much. And it just is what it is. And ultimately, that made me a better person. It made me realize I had to figure out some things. And people had something to say about that, which is fine, cool. Say what you want to say. It's great. But at the end of the day, everything I was doing in that situation was to help the kids. And that's what it's about. And I think that's what we have to do also to help our community is if we keep preaching this about the kids, then let it be about the kids. That's just what it is. Now, we do need to get better with also, if it ain't right, ain't nothing wrong with saying when something ain't right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Now, that's not hate because, again, that's part of life. But we do got to get better with supporting it and sharing knowledge to try to help, the basketball community. Let me stop preaching right now. Let me stop preaching.
No, you good, man.
Nah, you saying some good stuff. I mean,
but we got to put our egos aside. Go ahead, Rob, man.
No, going out. I just wanted to touch on this, going all the way back to what Chris was saying. That resonated with me a lot because I listen to a lot of different platforms and with the mental toughness thing. The number one thing that I took from everybody when they was talking about Kobe was not just his physical basketball prowess, but his mental toughness and his mental fortitude and his understanding of, okay, you might come out energized and you guard me tough in the first quarter, second quarter, but can you keep that up? Because, I know in the fourth quarter, I got that reserve tank because I've been in the gym at 4 o'clock when you was asleep or you just getting home from the club, and I know you ain't going to have what I'm going to have in the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I used to think when I was a basketball player. I've never been the biggest person, but can I defeat you mentally? First, I'm going to try to punk you. And if I can't punk you, I'm going to see, hey, is he working like I'm working? Because I know I wasn't doing it. I was working, but then when I go play other players, I'm like, oh, they really working. Because, it was never good enough just to go to practice and then do the game and then be like, oh, okay, well, what did you do, Rob? Well, I played it. We went to practice for an hour and a half. We got some shots up. Then I went to PreSeasonJAM and played pickup for an hour. And then I went home. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man. I ran. I went to the park before the bus came. I had a workout before the bus came. I rode the bus to school. I shot shots before school started. I went to my athletic period. I did what I was supposed to do. I ain't shoot 500 shots during lunch, but I shot shots during the lunch. I go in the gym at practice. Then I go to the gym after school. You know what I'm saying? I go to PreSeasonJAM, then I go home, then I go to the neighborhood park, then I go home and do my workout in my room. And that still didn't put me in the elite of the elite in Houston, but it gave me a chance to be seen and be known like, okay, this kid is working. He doing something that just everybody else ain't doing. And I tell my own kids that. I got a kid right now, he play football. And he think, and I'm not gonna lie to him, I'm not gonna lie about him. He think, oh, well, I like, what you do today? Oh, I went to practice today. Okay, well, what else did you do? Did you do some push-ups when you got home? No. Did you do some sit-ups when you got home? No. Did you go run? No. But I'm gonna be good though. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're gonna be average. You put in average, you get out average. And that's why I'm so blunt with kids in the city, because if I'm gonna talk to my kid that way, I'm gonna give you that same knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say the kid name. I talked to a kid just this past weekend, and I told him, you're not playing good, but you have a chance to change it. But it starts with you. And you got to do X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z. And that transitions on to what we were saying, not only sharing knowledge with each other, but sharing knowledge with the kids too. And getting them to understand, hey, man, you're not doing the right thing right now, but it's okay. And them having the knowledge to be receptive and understand that he not just trying to hate on me, but he actually trying to help me. He was probably talking to a college coach last night who asked him about me, or who's going to potentially ask him about me, and he's giving me inside information on what I could do, so the next time that one of those coaches come out to see me, I won't look like this. Because it's not just, oh, Rob seen me today. Nice, you know what I'm saying? Coach Urick from Texas was there. Or, you know what I'm saying, Coach Boynton from Oklahoma State was there. Coach Sampson from U of H was there. And I don't have the ability to give you a scholarship, but they do. They got the ability to change generations in your family. So I think kids got to get a better understanding of that, and also better understanding of the levels to go watch games. I don't think they watch games enough. When I was in charter schools, I was in HISD doing scouting. And this is I'm going to JC's tournament. I can tell you what Jay Lucas do good, what he do bad. I can tell you what Devin Gibson do good, what he do good, what he do bad. You know what I'm saying? I had an NBA coach as a head coach, an NBA player as a head coach, and he'll send me out to go watch teams months in advance before we play them. And then when we go play them or we get ready to play, he's like, all right, Rob, tell us everything. And I'm like, okay, this dude, he don't like going left. He posts up. He'll shoot the three in transition. And everybody looking like, man, how you know that? Mental preparation, man. You have to be mentally locked in. You can't just say, I love to do it, but I only do it for an hour or two. No. If this is something that you love to do, it's going to show. That goes back to the conversation we had about us wearing shorts under our jeans, or I heard Jimmy talk about you could tell if a dude really love hooping if he got a basketball in his trunk. Like we sought out.
I got one in my trunk.
Yeah, we sought out. We it wasn't just good enough to go play at Amity Park for you, man. You wanted to go seek out that competition. You driving around to go find it. Okay, if I'm good over here, I need to go over here where these dudes is really good and go test myself. You know what I'm saying? And also, what like I was speaking on with the going back to us as the share the knowledge thing really quickly. That's how me and G-Day relationship arose and got cultivated to the position that he's in right now. I trusted him with some knowledge, and he trusted me with some knowledge. Because at first, like, I'm like, man, that dude from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? He ain't from here. What am I talking to him for? Then, like, as it went, and we talked about this yesterday, he and I, as it went, it's like I used to put myself in mental competition. Okay, I know Doug and Jeff can go to the most games. You know what I'm saying? Or Doug, Doug go to the most games. I'm gonna go to just as many games as Doug. Oh, wait a minute, who is this dude? Oh, Jeff, he posted. Who is Jeff? Oh, that's the dude from Chicago. Oh, he going to a game today? Yeah, I'm going to a game today too. I ain't finna let you know what I'm saying. Like, and that resonated to a healthy, respectful relationship. and him calling my phone and asking me something to the point I'm like, you know who I am? You respect my opinion? You want to know some of my knowledge? And that opened me up to now people ask me questions and I'm not so hesitant to just sit on it because at the end of the day, like y'all was saying, what good is me having resources if I'm not able to give back to people? Because ultimately somebody had to open that door for me and make that relationship with a coach Shu or anybody else that I talk to. Somebody had to say, hey man, this is Rob and he know X, Y, Z. And then they had to take it upon themselves to listen to their person and say, you know what, the kid know what he's talking about. So if I can help somebody get through that door, like somebody helped me get through that door, then we got the pipeline going of sharing knowledge and being for the kids. Because it becomes cliche when we say it, but we don't do it. You can say it a million times, but if you're not living it in your actions, then it's just something for you to say. Because if we're really doing it for the kids, then we should all be not all be at each other's events or all doing the same thing, but having one goal of trying to push the city in the right direction.
No, that's it, man. Man, fellas, y'all said a lot, man. I'm definitely gonna download this and we're gonna post a lot of this.
Rob, so you finally told everybody you got a son, right? So how tall is he?
Look.
Oh, my son is 6'2". He 14, 6'2", 270 pounds. He wears size 14 shoe.
All right, man. See, Rob been holding out on knowledge until I found out about a month ago. He got this big ass, you know what I'm saying, neck shack in the gym and shit. And was like, hey, look, I'm just letting you know. Excuse my language, but hey, Rob, you can't keep hiding these knowledge, bro. See, you hiding gems over there. See, Rob?
Man.
Rob. It's cool, Rob. It's cool, man.
But no,
cool.
man, and that was a good segment, man. Definitely gonna be sharing that. Also, everybody be on the lookout on the Instagram page. I'm gonna be dropping a couple of little video snippet things, as well. And so y'all just make sure y'all tune in all over the place. And that's what it is. And Mr. Dudes,
I've been said this. Hey, I've been said this. Hey,
I'm gonna say this. Samson does both of them, Kellen and Kelvin. They do a really good job of not just knowing the kids, but knowing who we are. And so that's how they cultivate relationships, and they're not letting a lot of kids escape because they're trusting us just as much as they're trusting themselves.
That's facts.
That's man.
I talk to Kellen all the time, talking about personal phone conversations about 2025 kids, just because they want to know, okay, who's coming next. Well, and they'll say, well, so and so said we should be on the outlook for this kid in the future. Okay, we're gonna check him out. We want to check out his development over the years. What's he like outside of basketball? U of H is big on the coach for the city. That's the whole culture for the city. How is he going to represent us, the city? And so they do a heck of a job recruiting the city. The city. It didn't used to always be that. I'm not from here, but I know this. It didn't used to always be that way.
It was not. It's been a minute.
They wasn't always recruiting the city. That's like Rice doesn't recruit the city. Houston Baptist not recruiting the city. It's right here. There's players right here.
I remember when they first got their job, and everybody, or even before that, when James Dickey had the job, and everybody was like, "Man, if they just recruit the city, if they just put a gate around the city and keep the best kids here, like they'll be XYZ." And when Coach Sampson got the job and brought his son, and his son was with him, and Coach Brooks, I said, man, if they get that thing rolling, it's gonna be trouble. And to see them how they went after Fabian White and Galen Robinson and you know what I'm saying, a chicken nose, and you know what I'm saying, and Cedric Alley and those kids, and keeping those kids and just keeping it rolling. And now they just having to pick of the litter, man. Getting the
They had the
Jordan deal and
number one kid in Houston the last. And I said it when Terrence posted U of H in his tie. I said he going to U of H. He going to U of H. Like I knew it already off the rip. Like he going to U of H. Like it's there. Like that it's proven already. You know what I'm saying? And that's good though. Now I will say G-Day, you got to give HBU a little bit of credit. They have recruited the last 3 years some kids from Houston.
But why? But why?
No, I'm just saying.
I know, but why have they started recruiting?
Shit, I hope they finally understand. Like, like it's players. I mean, you got Jake Arnold, you got Big Zach. They brought back Hunter from Angelina when he was at Angelina. He came back to the city. You know, they're doing better. But I'm just glad they are. You know,
No, they are.
I'm just glad they finally are because
they're starting to.
Technically, they're in A-Leaf, baby. Like, and it's a lot of hoopers. Like, they in A-Leaf. Like, they're in a good area too. Like, good, college campus. They bought a lot of good things. You know, the Galleria close. You know, it's a good area. You know what I'm saying? So
nothing's wrong with it.
No, I'm just saying they just gotta, start doing it. Even more. Like, I still think it's still more kids.
It is, but they didn't really want to start recruiting the city.
Well, but I understand, and it's about because I've heard, and again, it's one thing about it is, and let's just be real, some kids can't handle being home. You know what I'm saying? With responsibilities when they go and play in those situations. So. I think a lot of that has to do with, again, us teaching the kids and supporting the kids on decisions that they make, when they be home and stuff like that, to make sure that they, take care of their business, even though being close to home, being around their friends and stuff like that. Then Houston Baptist University. It's another reason, again, type of kids they want to get and stuff like that. But again, it's just good to see that they're starting to reach out.
I was gonna ask that though. Is it more of an academic thing while like Rice and HBU?
I think it is.
They are high. They are high academic schools.
I think it is, but it's also I think high academic.
But in the same breath,
talent.
But in the same breath, there's a lot of kids who are ranked that have super high academics.
That's true.
They just didn't recruit them.
Yeah. That's true. But do you think a lot of kids would go there from a standpoint of like the conference they're in, how good they are?
You're not. How would you know if I'm willing to come if you never recruit me?
I'm just saying. I'm only saying that because I would say the same thing. TSU, is here. Again, getting more kids to go to HBCUs where there's some kids who can probably play. Who will be better off on that level, again, and they play one of the best schedules in the country.
No, they do, but also they recruit heavily from JUCO.
I'm about to say, don't they have an API thing with the HBCUs that with the high school kids or whatever? The high school kid have to have a certain GPA or whatever to come in, so the API don't get lowered or whatever.
That may be true.
You do have to have.
Yeah, yes. But again, you still got kids who.
I'm with you on this, Coach Bundy.
Oh, HBU.
HBU. Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Like, oof.
I do. I agree with you on that.
They still got a high school gym.
I agree with you totally on that.
Yeah.
I think next year we doing a preseason jam at Lee College, man. I think.
Well, my boy Nick Wade. Hey, me and Nick Wade
at Lee College, man.
Me and Nick Wade.
Have y'all been to Lee College?
I have. I played in there multiple times.
I played there before.
I played it multiple times, and they got 2 courts.
Yeah, that's nice.
They got 2 courts.
That's a nice.
They got 2 courts.
That's a nice facility.
Yeah, I played AAU ball in high school with him. It's a D1. Kids will go. Facts, true. Bob. I feel you.
That's true.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying. They just have to recruit, and that was something that the coach said to me. They ain't gonna come, and all I said was, "How do you know if you don't recruit?"
Facts. Cause there's a lot of more kids out here who could help HBU. A lot more kids over the
But
last couple years.
it's not even necessarily about helping. It's about, like you said, opportunity. I'm not
Exactly.
giving you a choice to choose me.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I'm
true.
just going strictly out to California because I have a assistant coach from California, so that's a pipeline. I got another assistant coach from North Carolina, so for the longest, I was recruiting nothing but California and North Carolina.
Which I don't know why you ain't got no coach from the city of Houston. I don't know. That's beyond me.
I don't know.
Beyond my payroll. that ain't me. So I'm gonna leave that one alone.
I don't know. But before we go, once again, thank everybody for tuning in. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks everybody for chiming in. Man, Coach Bunny's right on the head, man.
Again,
right on the head, man.
Yep.
Right on. True. That's it. Like,
no, he not lying though.
No,
he not lying.
Yeah.
Austin Bonini. Who goes to Willing Christian?
I'm just saying.
Chase Perkins is committed to the Army. I mean, academics.
Yeah, and you you are right, man. It's not just an HBU thing. Every school is not meant for every kid.
Nope,
it's not.
Facts.
But it's still, you have to give the kid the opportunity to choose you. That's like saying, "Oh, I ain't gonna holler at Shorty because she way out my league. I'm gonna holler regardless. If that's my opportunity, I'm going to take it.
I ain't gonna lie.
If she decides not to talk to me, that's her decision. But I provided her with the opportunity."
Man, Coach Buncher just made my mind start thinking. Jake Pipe, Jesse Fuller. Man, it's a lot of kids in private schools right now. A lot of kids. That's pretty
Hey,
good.
man, they got to get in line. Mr. Dudes, they got to get in line.
He said something earlier about Sean Jones committed to Texas State.
No, he's going to North Texas.
It says Sean Jones to Texas State. Thoughts?
Yeah, he just wants to know what we think about it. I think I'm with Rob on that one. I think he's going to go to North Texas.
No, did he commit already? He put the
play up. No, he just went. Well, you got people there.
Yeah, Ruben Jones. That's his cousin.
Ruben there. Yeah, and so
let's see if he
Hold on.
And so that's why I say Texas State.
Sean Jones. Man, I thought I did see somebody else commit today.
But they still had the opportunity to choose to go there.
Oh, he hasn't announced it yet.
Yeah, no, he hasn't.
He's supposed to do it today, but he hasn't did it yet.
And so with this right here, when he said I had 4 players go to HBU and they didn't use their talent the right way, running the flex system, stiff with the talent. They provided the opportunity. Now, once the opportunity is provided, it's now up to me in my decision making. Does this system fit me? Does this system fit the way that I play basketball?
Facts. Not saying we got to go there. I'm just saying.
Right. It's just the opportunity, presented the opportunity, recruiting you. Just because someone recruits you and offers you doesn't mean that's where you have to go. But it's just the opportunity is provided for you. It's your decision. And so this comes down to decision making. It goes back to what we was talking about a little bit earlier with IQ, understanding. Okay, do they fit my style of basketball? If they don't fit, then it's not meant. And then that goes along with what Ant was saying earlier with everybody thinks it's got to be D1 or nothing. But HBU was my only D1 offer. That doesn't mean you have if that system is not fitting you and you know that it's not going to fit you, but you just want to go to just to say that I went D1. No, it's not about going there because they're D1. We were talking about them recruiting, the city giving kids opportunities. Once the opportunity is presented, it's up to you, the person who they're pursuing. It's up to you to choose them. You have to find a system that fits you. You do. If you can't find that system that fits you, then maybe it's not meant for you. Because it's very, very, very rare. I'm talking about rare that a coach is going to change things for one kid. Because I gotta get paid. This is my job. And like you said, the coach is the AD. He ain't gonna fire himself.
Nope. And he been there for decades.
He ain't gonna fire himself.
Decades.
I mean, I just feel that he gonna go there to North Texas, Melvin Dudes. That's all, Mr. Dudes.
I feel Texas State a better fit, but that's fine. Because when you got Ruben, you got Aaron Scott.
Yeah, don't choose out of desperation. Never do that.
Facts.
Never do that. But we just want to highlight. It's all over Twitter. Before we go, just want to highlight top scorers from preseason jam this past weekend. Shout out to these 10 guys who were top scorers. Cam Martinez was the top scorer overall from Pasadena Memorial. He scored 30 points in one game. He ended up averaging 20.5 a game. So shout out to him. Shout out to everybody else on here. Daryl Reese from College Park. I chose him as my most outstanding player from the event. For me, Bryson Wheatfall, freshman at St. Pius, 15 points a game. And the list goes on. Zaire Walker, Eric Hogan, the Westbury Christian duo. Westbury Christian is going to be tough again. Once district pick show is coming up, Westbury Christian is going to be tough again. On to the top rebounders. A couple of top rebounders. Alejandro led in rebounding, freshman. PSAT. He almost averaged a double-double for the event.
Tough.
This kid is highly skilled, really good. Donovan Matthews, y'all talked about him earlier. He was second, 7.5 rebounds a game. He's had tremendous growth from last year as a sophomore to this year, getting himself in shape. He's always been physical, but it's more so he's the endurance. He can stay in the game longer. Nice touch around the rim. Solid really kid. And as you see, once again, Westbury Christian got a duo up there who was up there for rebounding. Joseph Cormier, 6'4" wing. Zaire Walker, 6'2" guard. Xander from College Park also played really solid for them as well. And shout out to everybody else on the list. This is the top shot blockers. Robert Miller, 5 blocks a game. Sophomore, 6'8". He was pinning a lot of stuff on the glass, man. He has really good timing as well. Defense is going to be his anchor point, man.
Yes.
I know that he likes to play on the perimeter offensively, but I mean, even if he would just go to the high block, man, he could dominate inside. High block, as you do some drop step dribbles, power dribble to the rim. It's just he has long strides, solid handle on the ball. His skill set is just going to keep growing as well. He's a young kid. Brady Young, another young kid, sophomore, 6'8" as well, out of Side Ridge, 2 blocks a game. Alejandro, we just mentioned him. He's a freshman, 6'7", PSAT, 1.5 block a game. Trey, who's a point guard for Side Ridge, 1.5 blocks a game. On to the steals, the on-ball dogs, man. Malik, as you see, side park. Malik Brown, 3.3 steals a game. Jefferson the No, 2.3 steals, and Kendall Cross, 2 steals a game. You got Trey Swayze on there again, 2 steals a game. And Nate Murphy out of College Park, solid defender, really good lateral movement for him. The guys who was out there dropping dimes, man, Devin Pryor, sophomore, 6'5", 6'6" point guard for PSAT. Hey, he likes to share the ball. He has solid numbers. 6.5 points a game, 6.5 rebounds per game, 4.3 assists per game. I think 1.3 steals per game. So that's pretty solid numbers. Not looking to, he can go score, but he wasn't really looking to try to go score. He was more so kind of creating for everybody. And that was really good to see a bigger guard do that instead of being the bigger guard that we normally see and just go get straight buckets. Trey Swayze, once again, 3 assists a game. He's an old school traditional point guard, man. You're not gonna get a lot of flash for him, but he gets the job done. He does. Strong, physical. He understands the game well. Jefferson the No, once again on here, 2.5 assists. Drake Kelly, College Park, 2.5 assists, and Zaire Walker, 2.5 assists. Top tray ball shooters, Dylan Glover had a really big Sunday. He ended up making 10 3-pointers out of the whole event. Drake Kelly shot the ball really well the whole entire event as well. He made a total of 9 3-pointers. Jefferson the No, 7. Kendall Cross made 7. And Jamil M, that's just what Millie O, you just got to get used to it. Jamil M, man. That's what we calling you on the shot clock, man. My boy Millie O, man, Jamil hit 6 tray balls. Hey, it was a great event, man. Before we go, just some final thoughts from y'all overall the event, man. I was happy with the event. Got a lot. Every coach hit me up, thanked me for the event, thanked me for the analytics, the stats I provided them, the environment, everything was ran on time. A lot of referees was thanking me for, the way that things was ran as well. And also, not shorting them on anything on that side as well. And then I had other coaches who didn't even participate who said that they didn't know all the things that we were doing, the dynamic with the analytics and stats and, truly helping teams to be able to grow from the event. That's the whole purpose of it. And so just a lot of good words. Like I said, Luetta, the director, reached out to me today, just saying, out of all the events that they've had, this was the facility was the cleanest. Like they didn't really have much to do when they went in there and clean. And so, just shout out to everybody, Rob, Ant, Coach V and the crew, Marco Evan, though my wife who worked the event, Rob's girl came and helped out on Sundays. Just shout out to everybody who worked, man, and was there and who came and supported, man. Y'all got any final thoughts, man?
Just to piggyback off what you said, just shout out to all the teams that participated, all the fans, all the coaches that believed in the event that we were doing. To consume, we are nothing without the consumers and the coaches and the players. We just provided the platform for them to showcase and get some work in, man. And we hope to make it bigger and better next year. It's gonna be bigger and better every year after this, man. So y'all come jump on board, man. Don't miss out next year.
And real quick, man, you got anything about the preseason jam you want to close with?
I mean, me, man. I feel like it's always good to see teams get out and play early. So it was exciting to see guys I didn't get a chance to see play last year. I didn't see College Park play really last year. So that was good to kind of see what they got coming back. South Park, good team, then PSAT first. We got the opportunity to get them, playing out the tournament first to kind of showcase who they were. So, but overall, man, it was just a great event. It's like last year. I wish we'd had a little bit more teams than we did last year, but ultimately next year we'll make sure that But again, it's always good to see kids in the gym working, getting better, getting ready for the season. Like I said, fall ball is here. So, it's good to just see them in the gym. And I will continue to see these guys in the gym the next couple of weeks with the next couple of events. And then let's get to the season. So, but it was a great event all over.
We're going to wrap up on these comments. We're going to do it quickly. For me, I agree with him, but I understand kids like to be wanted and they like to be seen. My boy Ant has taught me that. It took me a while to grasp a concept of that, but people like to be wanted and they like to be seen. And so, okay, from that point, I get it, but I do get tired of seeing kids with different jerseys on. I get it; they're excited. You only get recruited one time. One time in high school, I'll put it that way. Logistically. So how about y'all? Do y'all mind that, or y'all cool with that?
I ain't gonna lie, man. I think truthfully, this is the thing. And I think we gotta understand this. And I get it, what he's saying, but we're in a generation of social media. So I think it's something that's always been done. I think it's something that again kids want, but I think the biggest thing is again social media makes us see things more now than we ever have before. And I think that's the bigger thing we need to pay attention to is that everything is about social media. Like I said earlier, we want to be liked, we want to see likes, we want to retweet. I mean, that's part of the business now. That's marketing. I mean, I hate to say it that way. I get it. You know, you go on an unofficial visit, you look in some of the official visits, but it's also one of the things that is part of the game. I mean, I think it is, man. As much as we don't, much as we don't like it, but let's take a look. And I'm not saying this is the case, but let's just think about this. So let's say a kid posts he went to an unofficial visit to TCU. Okay. And we know that kid can't play on that level, but that may draw another school to see what's about him or reach out like, hey, I seen so and so went to. So what you think about that kid? At the end of the day, I don't like that, but that's part of it. And I think some of the kids understand that too. It's just like about posting, your offers. I think a lot of kids didn't used to do that a lot, but now that's part of it. Get your artwork done, post your offer. I mean, it's part of it. So I think it's one of the situations. I think it's an unnecessary evil, but it's an unnecessary evil that's part of the business. So I mean, I don't know. It doesn't bother me like that. It doesn't. It doesn't bother me like that. I think what bothers me more is when I see guys in the pictures with the kids trying to get clout in the picture. That's what bothers me more. Is I see dudes in the picture with the kid trying to get clout.
All in the video.
Oh, and my boy PJ Cool said the other day, let me get the workout with you. Let me take a picture with you afterwards. You work the kid out one time, but you getting the clout. That to me is more my problem than anything. Is if a kid want to go and enjoy his experience and let you know about it, cool, do that. He's a kid. But grown folks, hey, stop it. It don't help. It don't. Because eventually we're going to know you're lying. So stop it.
Have y'all ever seen a high school team like this before with no transfers?
No.
I can't say that I have.
No. I mean, I'm gonna say no. Because let's say this. How far we want to go back? Because Willie Ridge, if we want to go back, Willie Ridge is like that. If we want to go back, Daniel Union, TJ Ford, the other post kid, I can't think his name.
Ivan McFarland.
Yeah, we can go back to Milby. They had about 3-4 kids on that team. I mean, we
But were
haven't
they all the
seen
same grades, or these are all different grades?
they
Yeah,
they
see,
were.
I never
I ain't never
seen
seen different grades.
different
Not different
grades. I never
grades. No,
seen it.
no, no.
Man, I don't know. Maybe Jimmy
We
or
would have to
somebody can
look. I
answer,
don't know,
but
man. That's
I never seen
okay.
this.
But I
Yeah.
will say this though. I will say this. 2000. We hosting AU tonight. All players and coaches are invited. I'll make sure. But I will say this: in 2003, A-Leaf Hastings had 15 kids on their roster. All 14 seniors went to college. The junior only one, Jonathan Dixon, went to college the next year. They went to almost the fourth or third round of the year. Will Franklin was the starting point guard. I will say they had all 14 kids go to college. That's probably the closest I would say to that type of, situation.
Man, why A-Leaf can't be that way now, man?
Because all
Why
the
HISD can't be the way it used to be now, man?
because a lot of the coaches have retired, and in the level is different now. I mean, it's different now, man. At A Leaf, it's different now, man. It's different, bro. Hey, it's different, but it's different.
Man, Rob, why HISD can't be the way it used to be, Rob, man?
Man, it's the zoning, man. Everybody going to the suburb, like everybody going gentrification. Gentrification pushed a lot of people out towards Cypress and Katy. So it used to be, like I said, if I went to Key or Fleming or what I'm saying, E.O. Smith, I'm probably going to Wheatley or Jeff Davis. Now, if I go to Fleming, Key, or E.O. Smith, not in existence anymore. If I go to Fleming or Key, I might go anywhere. I can go to Cypress Ranch. I can go to Katy Taylor. I can go to Goose Creek Memorial. You know what I'm saying? So it's just different, man. You ain't gonna never see that consolidated talent no more. It's always gonna be spread out.
And I'm gonna leave the show like this. CPS will never be that way. Red District, Red League. Always gonna be tough, Rob.
But
Never
he said,
letting the suburbs take over.
but the thing about it
You
is,
go.
Rob said a thing. It's not about them taking over. It's about people moving and want better things. Because a
Oh yeah,
lot
we
of
don't
people,
we don't want better things until we leave Chicago. Once you leave the city, then you want better.
but
When you
but
there, you don't want
but
better.
but you got to realize it's not about the people. It's how the city of Houston is made. So let's take just a quick little observation. 610 loop inside the city is mostly a lot of hoods. When you get to the Beltway 8, it started getting a little bit better. And then that changed over the last couple of years. When you look at Greens Point, when you look at A-Leaf, those used to be nice suburban areas. That was outside the Beltway loop. They're using the loops to kind of keep it in. Oh, well, y'all going to Katy now? Oh, y'all going to Cypress? Oh, well, here go 99 now. Let's try to keep y'all in some more. That's the thing. As it keep growing, the city keep growing. You looking in Bridgeland now. You looking in Tomball and all these places. Kingwood. It's growing. So at some point, we're gonna get another loop. And we're gonna try to keep it's gonna happen. But again, it's the growth of the city. So at that point, it's just going back inner in. And that's the thing that we can't control that. Like in 3-4 years, watch what HISD look like. 3 to 5 years. Watch what HISD look like. And that's just what it is. And there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, like, it's spreading out now. We're spreading. Like the city is spreading out. I think that's one of the biggest things. But I also think that we have so many high schools now. Like,
No, y'all do got a lot of high schools.
just think about it. Sci-Fair ISD
12.
got 12.
12
Come
high
on,
schools.
man. Fort Bend ISD got what? 12?
12 too.
Yeah, like come on, man. Katie got about 7, 8 now, 9.
They got 8 and 9 on the way.
Come
And
on, like
Jordan and that other school.
yeah. So I mean, you can't like that's. I mean, what can you do? Like he said, zoning, like it's zoning, like you know what I'm saying. And then I told you, like in A Leaf, you can't never it. Hey, look, what school you going to? Nah, computer button, boop, pick. Go you go. Like so,
Man, I remember you telling that story last. That was crazy. Like,
Oh, that was true though.
how you and your brother go to different schools? Y'all live in the same house.
hey,
It's the luck of the draw, man.
What
it
you
is.
mean? If my brother go to
Hey,
Hastings,
if we all
why
can
am I
stay on
going
the
to
same,
Taylor?
we
Like,
can all stay on the same block, and we can stay on the same side of the street, 1, 2, 3 houses, and we'll all go to different
Yep.
schools.
We could be in apartments, and you got four apartments. All 4 of them go different schools.
no, I haven't seen Booker T yet this year, but I'm
We'll see him
excited
this
to
weekend.
check them out, man.
Yeah,
Excited to check them out.
yeah, that's gonna be a good topic during district picks too. That district gonna be a good district.
Yep. So yeah, it's just different, man. It's just different. But hey, we gotta do better. We gotta do better with helping the
See,
kids.
Bobby just said it. Your neighbor will be at a different school.
Yep.
That's it, man.
Yeah, Allen,
Yep.
Duncanville.
Yep.
Yep, Allen, Duncanville,
Yep. But that's true though. But the difference is
DeSoto. I like they
okay.
just
But
one school.
But let me tell y'all something. Y'all know who kind of like that, and they get kids to leave every year, and it kind of hurts them.
North
Wood,
Shore
Woodlands High School and North Shore.
and
Woodlands
North
High
Shore.
School. Yep. But kids leave. Kids. I mean, again, that's the other thing. I mean,
Well, honestly, the Woodlands is a part of Conroe ISD,
yeah. But I'm just saying they get
and so that ISD
almost
has seven high schools as well.
yeah. But the Woodlands and College Park is the only 2 schools in the Woodlands.
Yeah, they're
So
the only two on the Woodlands.
yeah, and Woodlands High School get almost 2,000 freshmen every year.
It's absurd.
That's why they middle schools got A, B, and C.
True.
Man, hey, I know we keep trying to leave, but it be some good stuff going on. What's your thoughts on that?
No, I don't think so. Because I remember back. I ain't gonna say I remember like I was there, but I remember hearing the stories of when only one team could go to Hawthorns and all that, and like the Clear Lakes and all them always making it to Hawthorns and stopping some Hastings teams from going to state and stuff. So I mean, the suburbs always been tough. I don't think that's the case. I just think I think the reason why, if I'm just speaking real honestly, is because the age of mothers and fathers got younger and younger. So the level of discipline and responsibility in the household got less and less. So, when I was growing up, my age gap with my mother and my grandmother
Preach,
was
brother.
like
Preach.
20, 30 years. Now the
Preach.
age gap for a grandmother and a child in high school might be
10,
7, 8,
12.
at 10 at the most, 10 or 12 at the most. So it went from it take a village to raise a child to this village better not get too loud with my child. You know what I'm saying? Like I was on that last cusp of like you get a whooping from the neighbor, your mama, your daddy. Now is Mama Jeffrey raised his voice at me at school. Now I'm finna roll up.
Hey, it's facts though.
It's the facts though.
Facts, though.
That's
It's
the fact.
facts,
Like
bro.
I was at the
Like,
last cusp in of that. Like,
yeah.
hey,
I
Rob was
was
acting
like
up.
that. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
my mom had me at 25 years old. She's born 1960. My grandmother was born 1931. My grandmother
Yep.
was born 1931. Now
I'm 36.
my great grandmother was born 1906. So like that again, like I'm an old school guy. So again, like the days now is different. It's just a different situation. And a lot of people don't want to understand that there's a lot of things changing. Again, I'm gonna tap back on social media. I'm gonna tap back on social media. It's just again, kids got too many things that can keep them, occupied, distractions, different things like that. And then another thing is communication. Communication is the other issue
Yeah.
because kids are not learning the skills that we learn by having to go outside, hang out, talk to people,
Boy,
get
don't
your
come
get
back in this
hey
house, boy.
hey get your butt beat up and then go home and your mama tell you better go back outside and defend your. Hey, look, bro, I'm just being real. It's a lot of stuff now that's different, and I get it. It's more knowledge, it's more education now, it's more things going on. I get it. But at the same time, again, the other thing is there's so many um situations where again the growth of when I think about situations when I was in A Leaf, I graduated with almost my graduation class was like 1,500 some people. So again, it's different now, man. Like so. But again, I don't think. Again, I'm from A Leaf. Now, A Leaf was a different suburbs by the time I got to high school. But I will say it's certain parts of Cyprus that some people won't go to. I know some people are afraid to go to Willowbrook Mall, and that's the suburbs technically.
Yeah.
Willowbrook Mall is the suburbs. If you want to be technical,
Hey, I had to.
yeah, yes. What do you
I had
mean?
to, bro.
Hey, let me give y'all another situation. My grandmother was the cool cup lady. She sold cool cups. She sold pickles, annihilators. We did all that in my neighborhood. So I used to boys come knock at the door. How much cool cups? 50 cents. So hey, I did all that, buddy.
Yeah.
All that.
For me, my opinion is, and I told we talked about this a little bit yesterday. Everybody's a winner mentality. That's everybody's a winner. So it starts with youth sports. You can lose every single game, but every kid's gonna get a trophy at the end of the year, at an award ceremony, a banquet, whatever. And everybody's gonna be told they're a champion, they're a winner. And that's the mentality they have growing up. There's losers in sports. There's losers in life. It just is what it is. Um, everybody can't win, but just because you're not winning right now doesn't mean that you can't win later on.
True.
It doesn't mean that. And then to answer this question, Mr. Dukes, people don't want to be active with their kids.
No.
They rather pay somebody else to do it.
Know what I call it, G-Day? Pacified parenting.
They rather pay somebody else to do it. And so it took my wife got me to understand. It took a while. She beat it in my head over and over again. Cause I'm like, why would somebody pay you to do X, Y, and Z? It's just because they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. So I'd rather pay somebody else to do it. When I could just go research, find out how to do it, take me 20, 30 minutes, whatever it is. All I gotta do is put in some time, and I'll be able to do X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z. I don't want to put in the time, so I just rather pay. I'd rather pay and get it done. It's like, as my grandfather would say, it's the McDonald's syndrome. I wanna place my order, pull up, get it, gone. Place my order, pull up, get it, I'm gone. And that's how everybody. That's how he says life is now with everything.
Yep.
Place my order, pull up, get it, I'm gone. I don't want to know how it's done. Don't want to know how it's made. I just want to pull up, get it, and be gone. Same thing with with like me who do film. Parents will place their order. I go film the game. I haven't even made it home yet from the game. I ain't even made it home. I haven't made it to my house from the high school I just left, and you're calling me asking about you want the footage right now. I haven't even made it home yet. Let me make it. Can I make it home? I can't edit the film and drive. Let me make it home first. Like,
I don't think people, and I know we about to go, but I don't think people really understand the process that it takes for you to edit that film, man. I done been on the phone with you, man. You doing that long process. That, hey, as quick as people like Jeff and Left Island and Arts get that turnaround, man. I know the behind the scenes, man. That is not easy. That is a tedious process. That is a back and forth. That is not something you go in, okay, I'm gonna pop the tape in, cut, all right, we done. No,
But
don't fool yourself.
To people, it may seem like Arch is getting it done fast. It's just, guess what? It's like anything else. It comes with repetition.
Yeah.
The more and more I do it, hey, I learn different shortcuts every time. Yeah. And guess what? Y'all don't want to go study it, so we go study it.
Yeah.
We go study it. And we bounce off of each other, and that's all it is. And so it may seem like we cutting down our time, but really we ain't. It still takes us a lot of time. It takes away from a lot of family time, a lot of stuff.
But I will say,
Mr. Raspberry crazy.
But
I know how to multitask, man. I was editing and doing this show today right now because I gotta get something out for my guy.
Hey, but I ain't gonna lie to you. The truth is, though, in that situation, it is okay with that because I will say, bro, I'm not doing film. I'm not. So thank y'all guys who do film because I'm not doing it. So thank y'all for doing film. So at the end of the day, thank y'all. Like it's certain stuff I just ain't gonna do. I recorded myself training a little kid the other day, and I was on iMovies trying to cut it and do. I was like, hey, bro, I'm good, bro. Y'all got this, bro. Hey. Y'all got it, bro. Have it. Like it ain't about. Hey, I tried to study, G-Day. I tried to study, bro. I can do iMovies, but I'm good, bro. But truthfully, Mr. Dudes hit on the head, man. Microwave society, man. We gotta understand. We all have our days when we how can I say we add to that problem sometimes. We all have our days, depending on what it is. We all have our days because we can't sit here and say that us as people with our kids, we don't want our kids to struggle. We don't want our kids to struggle. You know what I'm saying? And I catch myself sometimes, and G, they be looking at me like I'm crazy, but I sometimes want my kids to struggle, and then sometimes I don't. But it's that situation. I think it's just the way times are going. It's just a little different now with the situation. So I think it's we all have our days, but we do got to get better. And Rob, I mean, you came with a great point, man. It's a young generation, man. Everybody kids. You know what I'm saying? Kids having kids, but I ain't gonna lie to you though. This off topic, but it's been going on for years. I mean, it just depends on the situation. I was watching Aretha Franklin the other day, watching a movie. Shoot, she had her first two kids at 10 and 12. So, so you know what I'm saying? But it's different now, man. It is different. It's different, big difference.
No, it is, man. But you seen me with little Hey.
Oh yeah.
You gotta learn that if you have no struggles, you cannot learn.
You can't. Adversity is part of life.
Handed to you, you will not learn. You won't. And so he struggles a lot, and he learns.
Yep. So
that's just the way it goes, man. It does. If I had no struggles, I wouldn't be the person I am today.
Facts.
Honestly, if I came from a wealthy city, I don't know how it would be. Just say it. I honestly don't know. Like I can't say that because I didn't come from that. And so for some people they want it's like you said, and I didn't come from a wealthy situation, so I'm going to present that situation to my kid instead of look, these are the bumps and bruises that I took, and I learned this. And so instead of you experiencing that, I want to try to make you live above the means. And so then when hard times come, you panic and you have, nothing. Nothing. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to operate.
Hey, Rob, phone telling us we gotta get off.
No, we are, man. We are. We done got off basketball and got on life. We may have to do a whole different show, man, on life, man. But no, once again, we appreciate y'all. Yeah, I know, Mr. Raspberry. It's all you wasn't serious, but we appreciate everybody, man. We do. We honestly do, man. Yeah, Duke did pick up some nice talent and experience. Arch is the best teacher, man. And Mr. Dude's always cutting up, man. Talking about he finna make his son pick some Powerball numbers, man. And Monica's telling you to get off. That's what she's saying. And so I know it's not. It's over. Hold on. I gotta find the button. We good.